What all of you have seen since day one of the 118th Congress is that President Biden and House Democrats have remained calm, cool, and collected in the face of repeated Republican chaos. This entire year has been a stark contrast between how Democrats govern and how Republicans govern. When Democrats win the majority, we passed a bipartisan law to rebuild our roads, bridges, and highways. We passed the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS and Science Act. And we passed a bipartisan law to help our nation's veterans. In addition, over 13 million jobs have been created. That is more than double the amount that the former president created in his first 3 years in office. This year, when Republicans controlled, they took us to the brink of a default on our debts. They took us to the brink of a government shutdown. The reason we're facing yet another government shutdown is because the Republican caucus closed Congress for 3 weeks. They took out their own speaker, shut down the floor of the House of Representatives, and the American people shouldn't suffer for their chaos and their dysfunction.
It sets a terrible precedent to indict a former president of the United States. And the only precedent worse than that is to not indict a former president if he committed crimes.
What these facts show is we don't have a two-tiered system of justice. We have one Department of Justice that goes after criminals regardless of party ideology. All of these folks were convicted under the administrations of 3 separate Republican attorneys general. It is not the fault of the FBI that Donald Trump surrounded himself with criminals. People have called AI the 4th industrial revolution. It is here, and we need to prepare for it.
As a recovering computer science major, I'm fascinated with AI and all the good things it's going to do for society. It can also cause harm. And I think that's why it's important that we have regulations and laws that allow AI to innovate, but prevent avoidable harms.
Representatives Ted Lieu and Ken Buck are calling for 20 experts from government, industry, civil society, and computer science to field an AI commission.
It is a bipartisan blue ribbon commission that will make recommendations to Congress as to what kinds of AI we should regulate and how we might go about doing so.
The Asian American Pacific Islander community is growing and demanding a bigger political voice, and they will be getting that in the new Congress that begins in January. House Democrats have chosen Los Angeles Congressman Ted Lieu as their vice caucus chair, making him the highest-ranking Asian American lawmaker in Congress.
Democrats put people over politics and passed a number of laws last term to grow the economy. What are Republicans focused on? Banning abortions.
Tomorrow, Congress is going to vote on a bill that would ban some transgender kids from participating in sports. We're all Americans, and these are kids. These are kids, most of them who wake up every morning living in fear they're going to have a bad day. We are the United States House of Representatives. We should not be bullying kids.
We're also seeing a stunning rise in anti-Semitism across the world and in America, and it's completely unacceptable.
I am an immigrant as well, and I fully support the DREAM Act. I also fully support comprehensive immigration reform.
As a veteran myself, I worked on the West LA VA, which is the nation's largest VA hospital. And before I went to Congress, it was largely dysfunctional. And next week, I'm going to go to a groundbreaking for new buildings to house homeless veterans.
I know that my constituents and I want an end to all offshore oil drilling.
So we just have to keep pushing for an assault weapons ban. It was in place in the United States before. It could certainly be in place again.
Democrats stand united and ready to get to work on behalf of the American people.